My experience was a really positive one. I had a good group of friends, and I like school. I studied a lot, so it was definitely a great environment to go to school in. Probably my highlight would be sport. I was really into tennis during my teenage years, so represented Loretto at the tennis team and captained in Year 12. So those memories of those sporting achievements are really positive ones to look back on. The values I learnt from Loretto would be respect, I think, a big one. Respect, perhaps like resilience as well, and I think the environment of being all girls was one where I've developed that passion for supporting other women in the workplace. So just having each other's backs and supporting other women's business ventures and things like that, I think that all started from my time at Loretto. When I finished Loretto, I went on to study a Bachelor of Psychology here in Ballarat, and then from there moved to Melbourne and studied teaching and became a psychology teacher. So I worked in Melbourne for about 5 years as a VCE psychology teacher, and that's when I met my husband and we moved to Western Australia together. I taught for a little while in Perth but wasn't really enjoying it, so ended up moving up to the Pilbara region and working in the mining industry with him. So that was really the first step on where I am today with having a construction company. So we worked in the mines together and learned all about the industry, and from there moved back to Ballarat and got married, and then I went back to teaching for a little while at Ballarat High School, and then in 2013 we started our business together, so Pipe Pro Directional Drilling. So we've been doing that now for 6 years, and my role is predominantly in the office with accounting, marketing, HR, staff training, and he's more hands-on out in the field. So that's how we got to where we are today. What appealed to me to start the company in the beginning was to start something together that was ours. So to not have a boss, to be our own boss and see what we can create from scratch. So that was definitely a challenge and something we wanted to do. In particular, the industry, I mean, I enjoy the industry. I enjoy the OH&S side of things more so than my husband does. He's more out in the field. But yeah, we just wanted that challenge to see if we could make it on our own and set up a good life for us and our kids. There's a lot of challenges for a woman in the construction industry. We have I'm one of 3 women that work for us. So we have Alyssa in the office, and Steph is one of our machinery operators. So that's good. We're probably ahead of most other companies in that respect. It's a difficult industry to get into as a woman. A lot of discrimination just on, employers not wanting to hire a woman to operate machinery, thinking that somehow a woman can't do what a man can do in the industry. So it is really hard for young girls to get into. I slowly see it changing, and from my perspective as a business owner, it's probably even a bit more difficult because it's just not seen that a woman would be a director of a construction company. It's just, it's a foreign thing to most people. So I do get a lot of, it's not overt, but, the people assuming I'm a secretary, or I just do the books for my husband and I don't play a very big role in the company. So it's slowly changing, but it's tough to be recognised as an equal. Yeah. In 2017 we won the Commerce Ballarat Business Excellence Award in the category of innovation, which was great, and then in 2018 we won the trade category at the Business Excellence Award. So that was definitely a career highlight for us. It just, that recognition of what we'd done, we've grown a business from scratch. So yeah, it was really exciting, and we really loved taking part of it. And I think in the Ballarat community now, because of that, they probably see us more now as a partnership. So when we when we're around Ballarat contractors, they see that Jason and I are co-founders, co-directors. So the opinion of that's changed here because people now know us, but I guess that outside of Ballarat, it's still a bit strange that there's a woman in charge here. The advice I'd give to women wanting to come into the industry would be to get as much training as you can. There are a lot of government-funded courses you can do to get licences and certain certificates that will help you. Do your research, find some employers that are willing to give you a go without that experience. I mean, we've given Steph a go and she had all the qualifications but not the experience, so we were happy to give her a trial to see how she would go. And I know there are a lot of employers out there like that, and you know, there's probably some that aren't, but you need to do your research and find out, you know, where those employers are and what kind of industry you want to go into. I would like to see in the industry that men and women are viewed as equals and not one can bring something more than the other can. But in saying that, there's been a big difference with our female operator. She's a lot more organised. She tends to think out the jobs more and is a planner, whereas some of the guys we have will just jump straight in to get their hands dirty, so to speak. So I do see that as a positive for women. You know, some employers are like, you know, women are not strong enough or not physically able to do the job, and it's just nonsense. Like, really, it's operating machinery. You're not lifting heavy things yourself, you're operating a piece of equipment, so there shouldn't really be any difference. Yeah. I think since I started, it's slowly changing, that women are seen as more capable, but it's a really slow change. What I see has changed though is the groups and networks that are available for women. So there's Tradeswomen Australia and there's the Australian Women in Construction, and these kind of support groups are so beneficial for me and so beneficial for young women to try and network and tell their story and get advice from other women in the industry. So I think that's a positive change, and hopefully with that you'll see it flow on to change, you know, employers' perspective of hiring women. So my goals for the future professionally is to continue to grow pipe pro drilling, to become that industry leader in Victoria, even interstate. But perhaps personally my goal would be to get the business to a point where I can have a bit better work-life balance, so have a bit more time with the family and time with the kids and time out of the business. So that's definitely something we're working towards achieving in the next couple of years. So my girls are only 2 and 4. They know what we do. They know, you know, they talk about pipe pro drilling is where mum and dad works. I don't think they're old enough to really understand that it's our business, but they just love, they're very girly girls, so they're in dresses all the time, and they just love trucks, which is bizarre. They just love to get in Dad's truck with him and get on the equipment with him. So who knows, they might end up taking over for us one day.